And welcome back to Hannity. So the all-left propaganda, destroy Trump media, continues to stoop to new lows. Here's Mr. Thrill Up His Leg, MSNBC's Chris Matthews.
This isn't like covering politics anymore. It's more like doing guard duty in a jungle. There are strange noises in the night these days, but dawn brings the real danger when the large animals come out to feed. Donald Trump likes to get up early and roar. Since getting up Saturday morning, he's roared about President Obama wiretapping him during the campaign. Well, Trump is president of the United States. I have a hard time actually calling him President Trump right now because when he gets up at dawn and starts tweeting, that doesn't seem like an official statement from a president.
And then we have Mr. Whitelash himself, Van Jones. Now, following the president's joint address to Congress last week, Van Jones, he got away from his usual talking points and actually praised Trump by calling him presidential. Well, last night, Van Jones started his program by acknowledging that some people are not happy with his positive remarks about the president.
I do understand why so many people were shocked and disappointed. Because for millions of people, and people I love, and I work with, and I know and I care about, Trump is the scariest villain of all time. You got people living in fear, and they don't want to hear Luke Skywalker talking about, oh, well, you know, Darth Vader does have some nice things to say. They're not trying to hear that.
Here with reaction, Fox News contributor Mercedes Schlapp, and from the Hill, Joe Concha is with us, the media reporter. I don't even know what to, you know, how does somebody say Whitelash, then presidential, then the villain of all time? What is going on at these networks, in your opinion?
How does Van Jones even have a national platform?
Ding, ding, ding.
He used to be a pundit, and that's fine. But now he is actually a host of specials in prime time on CNN. Let's remember who Van Jones was in the Obama administration, was only there for a couple months and had to resign because he called Republicans a-holes, and it was discovered that he signed a 9/11 truther petition. He said he did it mistakenly. But now what do we do here in media? We give guys like Van Jones these huge platforms to express their views. I don't think it should be anywhere near that.
Do you have any doubt that CNN and NBC and most of these networks, New York Times, have made a decision? They're going all in. And if it means telling lies about Russia, you heard John Solomon earlier tonight on this program, Sarah Carter earlier in this program. Their reporting says they investigated that there was a FISA warrant and another warrant, no evidence whatsoever to back up all the lies we've been hearing on TV for months.
Sean, follow the money in these situations. And the New York Times and the Washington Post and MSNBC and CNN, their numbers are better because they've positioned themselves as opposition, just like Steve Bannon said.
So they're not news networks.
Opposition. They're networks that are engaging in what they think their audience wants them to hear. They're supplying red meat. Now, here's the thing. Positive news about Donald Trump has been completely and totally suppressed through the bias of omission. All right? Media tenor. They're international. They're not biased in any capacity. They analyze CBS Evening News, NBC Nightly News, January 20th until February 20th.
What's the percent negative?
Okay. Out of 100 stories on those two networks during their evening broadcasts, and these are big because it's 8 to 10 million people watching each of them.
Right.
97 of them out of 100 were negative. So even last night, the ADP numbers, right, who showed that hiring is at a 6-year high, 300,000 jobs. It was not reported, and that is a prime example.
That's a great example. Mercedes?
Well, I mean, Sean, the mainstream media, the liberal media, they've transformed into the Democratic Party 2.0. I mean, let's be real. Here you have the fact that their focus is so primarily on negative coverage on Trump. The American people are getting tired of it. You have a poll that just came out that said 55% in an IBD poll basically said that they're weary of the persistent negative coverage on Donald Trump. Now, what are the liberal media doing? They are focused on placating their base. They are focused on making sure that they build this narrative that President Trump is a villain. And they're missing the point that President Trump actually, in these past 40-something days, has spent more time reaching across the aisle, working with traditional Democratic coalition groups like African Americans, like the unions. He's meeting with moderate Democrats. Those stories are being missed. And that is where I think that the liberal media, they're just focusing so much on trying to be that opposition party and not necessarily just reporting the news.
Yes or no, and we got a break. Is journalism dead? Am I right?
Journalism as we once knew it?
Dead.
Absolutely.
I think the traditional hierarchy of journalism is dead. I do think that it is incredibly troubling when you have these networks basically saying that they are trying to provide a fair approach, but they're not when it's so much about the negative coverage on Donald Trump.
All right, thank you both. Coming up, we need your help. A very important question of the day, and apparently a very mean message on the Hannity hotline for me, I've been told. That's next.